I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Troy Ingram. Hello, brother. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Welcome, welcome. Welcome everybody here. Dave is here. Dave's not here. That's what I wanted to say. Hello there, Les. You can buy a pee. Welcome. Well, hello. This is the 391st episode of the Political Spotlight. I'm your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Kate is kind of here, it looks like. It kind of looks like she got a haircut, maybe. I don't know. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Political Spotlight. It's Thursday. Tonight should be the last night we're here for the week. I don't know if Catherine said she wants to try to do a show tomorrow or not. I haven't talked to her today. I don't know if there's a reason to do a show tomorrow or not. I hope not, but we'll see. I hope you're doing well there, Troy. Hey, there's a lot of stuff to talk about with the city of Muncie and everything going on there. There's a lot going on. We have a lot to cover in tonight's episode, and tonight's episode is called The Dump. I'm not talking about the dump in Muncie. I'm not calling Muncie a dump. This is going to be kind of an information dump. I'm going to just dump a lot of different crap on you that has happened in the last week. In the last week, we spent a lot of time focusing on the State House and what's going on there. We focused a lot of time on what's going on in Madison County. But we have a lot to talk about here and what's going on. We have a lot going on. I've had people wanting me to go over record requests, how to do record requests. And I know that, oh yeah, Troy, I hear you. I understand, brother. I've had people asking me to talk a little bit about the roundabout that the state is wanting to put in down in Henry County. For some unknown reason, I've sent in a request looking for information there. The city of Muncie is currently embroiled in a lawsuit that was dropped on the city of Muncie today by a disgruntled Muncie fireman because of claims that he was overlooked. We'll talk about all of that. We've got a lot to talk about. We also We also need to talk just a little bit more about Dustin. I still do not have everything that I need from the source that was hitting me up earlier in the week. I'm waiting on a couple of things from there. And let me tell you, if they come to fruition, they're going to be big things. They're going to be things that I don't think he's going to be happy with. Of course, we're still waiting on him to compile all of the work that he has completed with the grants to see kind of what his batting average is. And we're going to go over the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission. And we got somewhat of an answer today on what this stuff is. I don't know if you guys watched the Redevelopment Commission, the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission meeting today, but I did attend, and we heard even more things. There's things to question Ed Carroll about. The Delaware County Democrats are meeting to work on a leadership takeover. I'm hearing basically nothing from the Republican Party. I think the Delaware County Republican Party is just going to do nothing and let Ed take it back over. I'm very, very disappointed to hear that, but I don't know that we're even in a place to be able to make the takeover work yet. So we're going to be talking about all of that. If you would, please hit the like, give us the thumb. You can always give us the finger later, but please give us the thumb now. That would be appreciative. If you are not subscribed here, please do that. Comment over here. If you're here live, comment down here. If you're watching in the future via replay, and above all else, share the show with everyone you know. So there's our social medias, and you can follow us there on Facebook. I put a lot of information today out on Facebook, a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight. Today started with a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning at the Innovation Connector, listening to the the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission. So we dealt with that, and it's just been run after that. So we've got a lot to get into. First up, before we get anywhere, absolutely that. See how that works? That works really smooth. It's very easy. You can definitely do that. So before we get into anything, we do need to quickly cover. Yeah, Kate was just doing it down below. We do need to get into the breaking news of today. And this is, in my opinion, it's a pretty big deal. I think I'm the first person to have mentioned this. I've not seen this on any of the indie news channels. I've not heard of any other I've not heard of anyone else covering this, so I guess we'll wait to see. But what is happening here? I'm trying to get into my drive because I got to share something to you. Verify it's me. It's always me. Who else would it be? Let's see. Come on now. Okay, there we go. So we verified that it's me. Dude, what do we got going on here? Why can't I open this? Kate, why is my drive not working?
Google Drive?
What?
The Google Drive?
Yeah, for the program. Can you get in there? What?
I can probably get into it. Give me a second.
Can you get into it and see if you can find if there are pictures in it? It's in the drive for the Muncie Fire Department lawsuit. I put these pictures in earlier. I thought. It still tells me it's uploading. Always does. I wonder.
You're going to have to approve my login, I think.
Approve your login. How do I do that?
It'll send you a text if it needs to.
Security alert for TPS.
There you go. Let me in, boy. Okay, so we need the drive.
Are you in?
I'm in the email. I'm getting into the drive right now.
Oh.
Give me a second.
No, I mean, I didn't click anything to. I didn't approve you, so I don't know how you got in.
Let me in. Because I'm in it, so.
Oh, that's strange. Someone
Everyone you all know you can just, break into his shit and
yeah, right.
People won't care.
If people were very intelligent, well, I won't say that. Sorry here, folks. We're trying to figure out why this isn't working.
The lawsuit file?
Yeah.
It's opening right now. So it's a PDF?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see it. I wonder why it's not opening on why I can't get it to open.
Just give me a second. I got you. Because I'm amazing.
We don't. Really? All right, I got it.
You got
it opened.
Just as soon as I finished.
It was just going round and around and around and around and around, but now it came around. It finally came around. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. It needed you to get in from where you are so I could get in where I'm at. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to click this around so you can see it. Don't worry, we're not going to go through the entire 75 pages. If you want to see this, I've already got it posted on social media. It's there on social media so you can see. But you can see it there. I will also put a link in the description of this episode. So, for those of you that have not seen, or for those of you that have not heard this as of yet, the City of Muncie firefighter captain, a firefighter with the City of Muncie Fire Department, Captain Troy Delaney. Most of you are probably familiar with that name. Has filed a federal lawsuit naming the City of Muncie, the City of Muncie Fire Department, the City of Muncie Fire Merit Commission, Fire Chief Dan Burford, and former Fire Chief Robert Meade as defendants in a lawsuit. Captain Delaney's claims are that he was improperly denied promotion. This, of course, comes at the end of a 1.5-year-long testing scandal, which Captain Delaney was at the center of, and he is now claiming that it's led to the Muncie Fire Department wrongfully passing him over for promotion to battalion chief. The suit was filed in the U.S. District Court for Southern District of Indiana, alleging a violation of Captain Delaney's due process rights under the 14th Amendment and the Indiana Constitution. Delaney claims that both his placement on inactive status by the fire department and the failure to promote him constituted in deprivations of property without due process. The testing scandal resulted in 3 separate investigations into possible cheating on certifications exams. The investigations involved the Indiana Department of Homeland Security's Emergency Medical Services, the Indiana State Fire Marshal, and the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians. The Indiana Board of Firefighters Personnel Standards and Education revoked all of Captain Delaney's firefighting certifications, and the Indiana Department of Homeland Security's EMS division revoked all of his EMS certifications, rendering him unemployable for a firefighter, medic, or instructor. Captain Delaney appealed the sanctions, arguing that he did not knowingly violate any laws or regulations and was simply trying to help his students prepare for state and national exams, that the allegations were politically motivated by those who were trying to keep him from being promoted, and the state investigators ignored relevant evidence supporting his claims. He admitted that he collected questions from those who took the state exams and shared them with students, but denied that he knew it was prohibited. Last year, an administrative law judge reversed the harsh disciplinary sanctions. In the meantime, Captain Delaney came out first on the battalion chief's promotion list. Captain Delaney's suit reads in part, per Merit Commission Rule 8, and then several sections, promotion appointments shall be governed by the Commission's rules and procedures in effect 30 days prior to the date of vacancy occurs. Per the Merit Commission Rules 8, and then several different sections of code, except in extreme and unusual cases, the commission occurrence will be only for the member with the highest composite score. On or about November 9th, 2023, the promotional list with Delaney in the top spot was certified by the Merit Commission. On or about November 25th, 2023, the retiring battalion chief had his last day on the floor, leaving the 2nd Battalion Chief position vacant. On or about July 9th, 2024, the same retiring battalion chief began taking his pension, meaning he was no longer employed with the Muncie Fire Department. No promotion was announced during the vacancy. Per merit rules, Chief Burford was given the top 3 names on the battalion chief promotional list. The Merit Commission then read off 3 names, with the first name on the list being Troy Delaney. Chief Burford stated that he had received letters from the other 2 candidates, number 2 and number 3, on the overall list, preemptively declining the promotions. That left only Captain Delaney remaining in the top 3. The Merit Commission then read off the second list of 3 names of candidates. Again, Troy Delaney was at the head of the list. The other 2 names were those that tested 5 and 6 on the overall list. Both Muncie City Ordinance and the Muncie Fire Merit Commission rules allow for only 1 list of 3 names to be presented to the fire chief, and do not provide a mechanism for requesting additional names as had been provided. Without having provided any explanation or findings orally or in writing, Chief Burford then requested the Merit Commission to promote the 2nd candidate listed on the 2nd list of names provided. That's number 5th on the overall list. The Merit Commission accepted Chief Burford's promotion recommendation by roll call vote. And then you can see the 75-page federal lawsuit in the pictures. So essentially what we've got here is a lawsuit filed in this matter. City of Muncie, the fire department, the merit commission, Chief Burford, and former Chief Robert Meade are listed. I'm kind of shocked that Mayor Dan Ridenour was not listed. That's generally something that happens in situations like this, but he was not listed specifically. And so this just reads through, and it basically lays the case out as I've laid it out, kind of in summary form. You're free to go and to take a look at this. The suit is the filing is actually 17 pages. At the end of the 17th page, they then present exhibits or evidence that they claim, leads to the claims that they are asserting under this suit. Listen, I know that there are a lot of people that are all over the place with this. I tend to believe differently than a lot of you. I tend to believe that this was a whole lot of nothing. I think that this was a political situation, which has been a major issue for the fire department. If you take this completely out of the way, let's examine another situation here recently with the Muncie Fire Department. And that was how the city interacted and dealt with the first ever Muncie Fire EMS chief, which was Rachel Clark. The city fire department and the way that they dealt with EMS chief Rachel Clark was despicable. I have sources who have claimed to me, and these are sources that I believe fully, that after the city dealt with Clark the way it did, that Clark had reached out to an attorney. Now, I have reached out to Rachel Clark because I had a pretty good relationship with her as far as being able to get information that pertained to the EMS program and the Muncie Fire Department, yada, 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 when she worked for the city. And I asked her straight up about her intentions on suing the fire department and the city. And she stated that at that time, she was unable to comment due to the advice of her attorney. So I know for a fact that she had an attorney. Off the record, sources that were familiar with the situation, maybe familiar with Rachel, informed me that not only had she sought an attorney, but that she had also turned in a complaint to the EEOC, and that the EEOC had made a ruling in which they backed her to file a lawsuit because of the way that she was treated. I now know that due to, I guess, Rachel Clark's desire to leave this period of her life, which was, in her words, a very traumatic situation, let that go and get on with her life, she finally, via her and her attorney, declined to file what would have been, in my opinion, a very winnable lawsuit. So, at least as of now, from my understanding, they are not filing a lawsuit. But I want to be very clear. She could have. And if she would have had a lawsuit that they would have had to settle, or she would have won because of the way that she was treated and handled. Rachel did amazing work for the city of Muncie. She was treated like absolute garbage by citizens, by politicians, by people in the fire department, various people in the police department, various people in other aspects of the city government. And it was a nightmare for what she actually did, and for all of the hate and all of the dirt and all of the nonsense that went on about the whole Delaware County EMS versus Muncie Fire Department fire-based EMS fight. Muncie, and specifically the Muncie Fire Department, is now in the better because we took on fire-based EMS, and we have that program, and the program is what it is today because of Rachel Clark, period. Eddie Bell, Rachel Clark, and to an extent, Dennis Tyler. And I know people don't like hearing that. But the fire-based EMS has done an amazing job at saving lives, at doing absolutely just amazing work. And, I would say that the fire department and the city of Muncie is probably extremely lucky. They dodged a bullet because Rachel simply just wants to get on with her life. Here's the thing. Here's what's really hard that people don't understand, because people are like, well, that's if she would have had a lawsuit, she would have filed. Man, when you enter into one of these lawsuits, it's not an easy thing. Look how long the lawsuit for this thing with Sproles and I have been going on. When you enter into a lawsuit, whether it be just a regular lawsuit in state court, any kind of legal matter is not something that should be done lightly, and it drags on and on and on. And when you're talking about a federal lawsuit, you're talking about a commitment that's going to be years. It's going to be years from the time that you originally set out to talk to an attorney until you get to the end of it. It's going to be years. And so she just decided not to file. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here with this Delaney situation. I tend to think that it's going to come out in his favor. Now, whether it should or not, that's up for you to decide, with whether you think that he's whether that you think if he deserves it or not. That's up to you to decide. What do you mean, Stumblefoot? You've been thinking hard. Thinking about what, bro? So just very interesting. I'll be following this, obviously. It'll be interesting to see what the city's response is to this. I did email the mayor, the communications director, the fire chief, the former fire chief, and the merit commission president to ask their opinions or their statement on this. Of course, I have not received an email back. I doubt that I will receive an email back. I wish that they would send. There would be nothing. I mean, there's a lawsuit, so they're going to say they can't say anything. I wish that they would at least respond saying, because of ongoing litigation, we cannot, comment on this, yada, yada, yada. But I wish that they would even, just take those steps it would be beneficial. But alas, that's not what happens. And we have to wait and act like we don't even know if they got the email or not. So that's that. I did send that about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock today, and I have yet to hear anything back. So if you want to check out this lawsuit in whole, in full, you can go look on Facebook at Kristopher H. Bilbrey on Facebook. I posted it today, so you'll be able to see it. I will also include the drive link on the description of this episode as soon as this episode ends. So you'll also be able to get it there if you're so inclined. So that's the fire department breaking news today. And this is a big deal. I think there's going to be a lot more to come in this, and it's going to be interesting to watch what all unfolds here. So there's that. Okay, now, really quickly, I also want to, before we move on any further, I want to go ahead and wrap up, take care of some of these. This is going to be basically like a stream of consciousness. We're going to be just dumping out a lot of information, trying to wrap up a couple things that we've been waiting on, or a couple of things that, we've been waiting for the right time to get to. The Delaware County Redevelopment Commission meeting met today. That is the board, very similar to the Muncie Redevelopment Commission. Okay, for all of you that are familiar with the MRC, and this is the board that I've been waiting to speak to. Reference the information pertaining to the disappearing invoice. Okay, Delaware County Redevelopment Commission meeting. And so I've been waiting on this body to meet. They met today, the 13th. That started at 9 o'clock this morning. And I'm going to walk you through this. Now, the meeting lasted 2 hours. We're not going to listen to all 2 hours. Okay. I primarily want you to hear something that happened right at the beginning of the meeting. And then I want you to hear what happened at the very end of the meeting. If you are interested in listening to what happened, and this is a very informative meeting, they covered a lot of information, I would highly recommend going and watching this. I was going to live stream it, but then I needed to be there. And I just said, yeah, we'll just let them handle it. And then we will show it on our show, and you guys can go catch it. If you want to watch this in full, you will need to go to the Delaware County, Indiana government YouTube page. Click on that. And this is the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission meeting from February 13th, 2025. Okay, so first up, I want to say this meeting was packed. I was shocked. I thought there wouldn't be many people in this meeting, but the meeting was packed. So first off, I just want to make sure everyone's aware of who we're dealing with here. The meeting here, here's the board. Okay, we've got Lex Luthor. Okay, Rob Kiesling up here, the bald man in the purple. Michelle Batters, she's the secretary for Brad, the new councilman. Delaware County Commissioner Shannon Henry, Delaware County Commissioner Stephen Brand, and then Muncie City Communications Director Amber Green. Amber is the board president. Okay, here with his back to us is John Brook, county attorney, and here in the green next to him is Danielle Struble, also a county attorney she works for John. Okay. So straight, and I want to be clear. Right now, they currently do not have an executive. That was Brad Bookout. They do talk in this meeting about the importance of hiring a new executive. They didn't talk about who they would be hiring. They just talked about the need to hire one. I did post the agenda today, again, on my social media. You can go there and see it. Here's the agenda. There were 24 action items on the agenda, and a couple of these had several bullet points underneath. So there were quite a bit of different things. Bullet point 18, they actually took out of order, and they took right at the beginning because, Ed Carroll needed to get out of there. So I want to let you hear what happened here at the beginning first.
February 13th, the meeting of the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission. I will go ahead and call it to order. Before we get started on the rest of the agenda, Auditor Ed Carroll asked if we could move his portion up. So we're going to be moving number 18 to between number 4 and 5. Next on the agenda is oath of office for members. After last month's meeting, I had a discussion with Commissioner Brand. Wherever you are going.
Thank you for accommodating.
Okay, so this is Ed Carroll. For those of you that don't know Mr. Carroll, Ed Carroll is he was caucused in as auditor, meaning the Republican Party caucused him in. And then he ran. So he has ran for auditor. He did not have an opponent. So while he did technically win the election, he did not beat anybody for this office. He has been an absolute disaster as auditor. There have been problem after problem after problem. And it's been nuts because not only is Ed Carroll the Delaware County elected auditor, but he also happens to be the Republican Party chairman. And he not only has been a disaster as elected auditor, but he has also been a disaster as the Republican Party chairman for Delaware County. A gatekeeper. He does not like new people. He does not like new ideas. He wants to try to maintain his power, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Now, we all know about the many issues where Ed would allow his office to do something and pay tremendous amounts of money and ask for forgiveness and ask for the appropriation later. That's wrong. We know of many times when they were not paying credit card bills, meaning you would have Delaware County Sheriff's deputies going up to pay for something with a credit card for the county in their actual job, and their credit cards were being declined because Ed was not paying or making sure that the credit card bills were getting paid. We had situations where they were not paying the electric bills in some of the EMS stations and other places. And so you had the electric company was going to turn off the power to these EMS stations, which is just insane to me. So we've had problem after problem after problem. One of the biggest is they didn't do the tax issue with the employees right. And so when employees thought that they were going to be getting money back, they didn't. In fact, they had to pay because they didn't take taxes out on employees, which was just a complete shit show. So now I want you to listen to what happens in this meeting. And just for the record, It is a screw up on Ed's part. Ed is the chief executive of the office. He's the elected official. He's the public servant. The buck stops with him. I want you to listen to what happened here.
My request to move up in the agenda. Basically, I presented to you, not the board, copies of the claims and the return check from the vendor who was overpaid. So essentially what occurred is I came into office, there were no checks and balances or no way to prevent this from occurring. But we did find a feature within our product to prevent that, and that was the invoice field. So if you have the same invoice number, it wouldn't allow a duplicate check. However, as you can see on the first page of the first document, they actually entered two different invoice numbers, which would essentially bypass the checks and balances which is in place. And that's pretty much what occurred on all three checks. So the claim that was submitted actually had the incorrect invoice number on them. So when they entered all three of them, they were changed. So they're all different. So it's allowed to get through the system. We are going to do a couple of things differently. What we're doing now is on this particular claim, these are all submitted to us in a paper form. We're not going to allow paper forms to be submitted to our office because we have to enter them. That's one of the checks and balances that we're putting in place, is because we're essentially entering the department's claims. And what we should be doing is reviewing that and making sure the claims are correct. So going forward, we'll not be entering claims. They're going to be required to submit those electronically. That's how the system will detect it and make sure it doesn't go through. We're going to be coming out with another checks and measures, but I'm not going to release what that is yet. Partly because it's going to directly affect all the department heads. I'm going to explain that to them the first of next month. We've been testing with this for about 3 months with the vendor to hopefully prevent these kind of things. So that's just another step we're going to require the departments to take in order to prevent these things from occurring. Do you have any questions?
I do.
We did receive the check back. It's all paid in full, and it's been applied in the balance of that particular fund for that TIF. So you should be good.
That was my first question. So basically, this invoice got paid 3 times, once correctly and a second time on the same day. There was an error due to this data entry error, right? And then it was paid a 3rd time. What happened the 3rd time? The same thing.
Same type of thing.
So human error. They entered the invoice wrong.
Right.
Okay. So your change is going to be that when some.
So essentially what has occurred here is the auditor's office, through human error, dumb shit, dumb luck, nonsense. Look, things happen. I get it. Things happen. And I understand that you're going to have accidents or someone's going to fat finger something and they're going to put a 1 in place of a 2 or a 3 in place of an 8 or something like that. That's going to happen. Accidents are going to happen. Once, twice. They should not be every month, every time you turn around, same accidents repeating time after again. That's when it starts to become questionable about what is actually going on. And of course, the rumors have always been Ed's not in there doing the work. He's actually in there doing the work of the county Republican Party. He goes in and he closes his door and he shuts his blinds and he's in his own little man cave, free from the world, and all this craziness is going on. So in this situation, a claim was being paid. A claim got paid, and then the exact same day that they paid the claim, they turned around and paid it again a second time. And then a couple days later, they turned around and they paid the claim again. And what's funny here is this isn't something that was like, oh crap, look what we've done. It had to be brought to their attention to be fixed. And so, in my opinion, these are all reasons why Ed needs an opponent in his next election And I would really prefer if we had one that was a Republican and we had a couple Democrats. I would like to see a couple Democrats duke it out on the Democrat side and the best person win, and then Ed have an opponent and we have two Republicans duke it out, and all an attempt to beat Ed because he's not the right fit. He's a do nothing. And so we need to send him packing, and it needs to happen sooner rather than later. I'll finish this here.
Somebody creates a pay request in VIP, this is not going to be printed manually and come to your office to be re-entered.
Right.
It'll stay in VIP and you guys will approve it in the system.
Right.
Okay, so we'll have to retrain quite a few people.
Possibly. I mean, that's the way the system is now. Majority of the claims are submitted electronically. So they scan these in, and then they enter it into VIP. So all this data is entered by the department and then submitted to us, and we review it and either approve it or send it back to be corrected.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
So he cleared up this mess, which was an absolute disaster. Okay, moving on from here. Before we get to the end, I want you guys to hear this request from the Delaware County Sheriff's Department, and I want you to hear what exactly is going on. We had somebody ask about this, so I want to play this specifically for them.
The first phase, I can recall if we had to do one on the first phase. We have on phase 2, you might need to.
Next on the agenda. Sheriff.
Yeah, good morning, thank you. On your agenda, there's actually a correction that you can make. The vehicles we're requesting are not 23 Dodge Chargers. They were originally, the ones we're requesting are 2025 Dodge Durangos. The Charger request came in, and then I talked to Commissioner Brains, and he asked, and that was from a dealership in Ohio, and he asked me to shop local, so we did, and the Durango quotes came in about $1,200 more than the Chargers, but what we got for that $1,200 was 2 model years newer, going from a Charger to a Durango, which is more interior space. An increased factory warranty. The Chargers have a 3-year, 36,000 warranty. The Durangos have a 5-year, 60,000 year warranty, or 60,000 mile warranty. And they both of the cars, both of the vehicles are V6, all-wheel drive, and pursuit package. So you know, they compare there. So we get a lot. And the fourth thing we get from that is we're buying local. The quote comes from Gaddis. So that's what we're asking for. The agenda has a pretty good breakdown on the equipment that we're asking for. Nearly $5,500 each, and that includes.
All right, to break this down, Delaware County Sheriff Tony Skinner is before the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission, and he is asking for help in purchasing 8 brand new 2025 Dodge Durangos for $37,246 each, totaling $297,968. Equipment package for all 8 is $5,494.68, each totaling $43,957.44, and the graphics for all 8 at $465 each, totaling $3,720. Grand total of the request is $345,645.44, which is a grand total of $43,205.68 per vehicle. And so what's going on here is the Sheriff's Department is needing vehicles for their patrol fleet, for their fleet. Like everywhere else, they've got aging cars. There's a bunch of cars. I think they said in here they've got 18 cars with over 100,000 miles on them, and they've got a lot of cars that are in a bad way, and so they're needing this. And one of the things they were originally requesting, a little bit different money for 8 brand new 2023 Chargers, and they were 2023, but they had never been operated, so they were brand new, which was going to be a little less. However, Brand asked, because that was coming from Ohio, and Brand asked if they could look to shop locally, which I love and respect. And the sheriff said, yeah. And so the sheriff found this deal, which is a really good deal. Keep in mind, I used to sell Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, so I understand what these vehicles are worth. As a former car salesman, he was able to make a deal for 8 2025 Dodge Durangos, which is a better vehicle all the way around for what the sheriff's department's needing. And it's not increasing the price, but just a little bit for each. So it's a really good deal. And he's getting it from Gaddis Chrysler. Go Gaddis. Good plug there. And so this was good. Now, people are like, well, wait a minute. Why is he not paying for this? Why is he going to the Redevelopment Commission? And they talk here in a minute. I think they said that he only had $54,000 in his budget for cars. If that's true, you could barely buy one car for that. You know, you could buy one. And so what's happening here is they're helping him with this, and this is the point of the Redevelopment Commission. So someone asked me earlier, like, I don't really understand what the point of the Redevelopment Commission is. So their job is to be kind of a go-between between the government and businesses or entities within the government. Like, for example, Westdale Community School Corporation could go and they could ask for money to help partner with them on replacing water lines, sewage lines, or Garrett Cooper lawn care there at the corner of Callan Road and Hoyt, right there at Hoyt. Needs help in paving their area to be up to city code, and they've put a lot of money and time in their own business, but they're now to the point where they need a little bit of help. So they go to the Redevelopment Commission and they're asking for help. And the Redevelopment Commission should be charged with trying to assist businesses, grow businesses, bring businesses in, and help the community. And very much people be like, well, how's helping the sheriff's department? Helping the sheriff's department allows them to be better as a department, which is something that is beneficial to economic development. So I'm fine. I'm fine with this. I'm absolutely fine with what's happening here, and they go on and they talk about the issues with the oil pumps. They state that they've been fixed. The issue has been fixed. They did address that. I'll let you hear. Let you go on and hear this.
All of the lights for the vehicles, all of the mounts, all the wiring, all the labor. It also includes laptop cradle for those vehicles. really everything that the police car needs, for light sirens and all that. It also includes marking, the striping of the vehicles. So, I would entertain any questions that you have about that.
I believe, Sheriff, I believe they also all-wheel drive, aren't they? Are they not?
Yeah, they're all right.
I thought I saw that. That'll make a big difference
Yeah.
too versus.
Well, the Chargers were too.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. The Durangos are just a lot better. We had talked before we got the quote back from Gaddis, and we were going to be in a position to where if we got the Chargers, we weren't going to be able to issue those to, like, for example, any SWAT team members or a lot of the crash team members, because they carry so much equipment that they won't fit in the Chargers. I mean, it would take up all the trunk space and most of the back seat space. But with the Durangos, historically, a SWAT team member can fit all of their equipment in the back and still have the back seat, available for transports or equipment or for whatever they need it for. So the SUVs really do work out better for us.
So this can be spread across all the TIF districts then?
This is the problem. I don't have a problem funding this. You guys, Sheriff's Office, I've been here for 10 years, and the Sheriff's Office has come to either the commissioners or the redevelopment commission to buy cars. I know you bought cars yourself as well.
Yeah.
Sheriff's Department, correct me if I'm wrong, is budgeted $49,000 a year.
$52,000 a year.
$52,000 a year. And that's not enough.
That's not even close to being that.
And I'm asking council to look at that budget, to increase that budget, put it in a non-reverting fund so it can carry over next year. And in 2 or 3 years, if they put 100,000 in that, in 3 years, they have $300,000, we might be able to make a decent purchase. But something has to change. You have to have a vehicle replacement program in place. And so I want to try to, all of us work with council, work with you guys to try to make that happen.
Well, and to go along with that, in just the last 2 years, in 2023 and 2024, the Sheriff's Office, we purchased 15 new vehicles ourselves out of commissary money from the jail. At no expense to the commissioners, and no expense to the county, and no expense to the taxpayers. We've done that ourselves just to maintain. Yeah.
But that's still, it's still not. It's not enough.
Yes,
And
Kate.
that number, Sheriff, according to the documents you provided, just for the public's record, $667,000 approximately. You purchased vehicles that the taxpayers didn't pay for. Right. Research showed that maybe there were some oil cooler issues on these Durangos.
Sure. There were problems last year with the police package. Oil coolers, those problems have been resolved. We spoke to a couple of us at our agency, have spoke to Steve Gaddis directly about that. The problems have been resolved, but in the event that they rear their ugly heads again, they will put us first in line and take care of all of them. Just replace them all right up without any question.
How many vehicles do you currently have sitting that are not able to be used?
So of our entire fleet, currently we have 7 vehicles that are classified as decommissioned. Some of them don't even run, or they've been crashed, or they're so old that they have problems. It's just not worth putting more money into them. They're a money pit. So we have 7 that are classified as decommissioned. We have 4 that are in the shop for repairs, and most of those are because of minor vehicle damage crashes. We also have 19 in our fleet. 6 of those 19 are on the road, patrol vehicles that have over 100,000 miles on them. So
How many over 100,000?
19 total, and that doesn't include the transport vans. But 6 of those 19 are either investigators or patrolmen that are working every day.
not necessarily related to this topic, but.
All right, we're gonna move on from here.
Do
Yeah, no, I'm sick of seeing the same people on the same boards too. Here's the thing. Number one, we've got to have more people apply for these positions. So number one, we've got to have more people apply. Number two, we have to have elected officials that will advertise the positions, right? Like Ryan was doing that. That was happening there. He was very outspoken about letting people know and trying to get that posted. And they fought him constantly on that. I mean, they fought him tooth and nail to the end on doing that, you know? And so that's ridiculous. But yeah, I agree. We need to start seeing more people, different people being cycled through these positions. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see, what else are we seeing here? Skinner looks taller on camera. Yeah, right. I'm hoping that things will start to change. I was really shocked that Stephen Brand appointed Audie to the board. I was happily surprised when that happened, but of course then Audie didn't live in the right area, so that didn't work out. But I'm hoping that things like that will change. If we can talk Jason Gassaway into running for county council, I think that will help there. Because I think that he will be someone that would be willing to push like Ryan did to get that out into the open. And again, I think if we get people in there that could be beneficial, they will bring, I think that would bring Matt Kantz up. Matt Kantz needs someone to latch onto, and I think that can happen. So you're telling me he doesn't have a vehicle replacement? Listen, you have to have the money to be able to do that. Bottom line, if their budget is 54, if in their budget for to purchase vehicles, their budget line item is $54,000, that doesn't allow you to have very much of a vehicle replacement plan in place. And so not knowing when or where or how that money is going to come from, I think would really stop you from doing that. But hopefully, and on this, and I will give Henry credit. Henry said that he wants to work and push the council to develop a some kind of a reverting loan fund that or not loan fund that will continue to revert year in, year out, that more money can go in that can help them, and to put more money into the vehicle budget. So hopefully this year at budget time, we will see a little bit different situation. I would have liked to have went into this budget with Kantz as president, but remember, Eugene Whitehead's going to be president, so it's going to be just like running it with Jessica Piper. It's going to be exactly the same. So that's that. It's not specifically $54,000 for him. It's the department, And you wouldn't always need a new vehicle every year, but in a lot of situations, we're in a situation where you need several. It would take multiple years of needing several vehicles to replace the aged out fleet. And then once you got to a point where you had a newer fleet line built up, then you wouldn't necessarily need a new vehicle every year, but you would need to probably rotate through those 3 or 4 every couple of years. Every 4 years, you would need to rotate through them. So that's that. Okay. I want to now move from here. We're going to go to the end of the meeting. Again, this was a 2-hour long meeting. So if you want to watch all of this, hear about this, please go and listen. But I want to go to the end of the meeting here.
For records which weren't made available.
Okay. And when... Okay, here we are.
That's $625,000. And we asked, Mr. Brooke asked American Construction Board, what's the cancellation plan?
Motion to approve.
I want you to hear this first and foremost.
By the quick trip, the project that they're working on.
Okay, so at the end of the meeting, we get to the claims. The claims portion of the meeting. Okay. And again, remember, that's what I'm in there for, are to look at the claims. All right, to go over the claims from November. Okay, so here are the claims for today. All right, and I want you to listen to what happens here.
They're both for Bridge 75.
With the second one, can't remember which one it was. We're still working on those with engineering. Run out in the programs. It's been federal and state legislative, but it's
732250.
Okay.
Provider said there was broadband. It actually went deeper. I know it identified some needs near Eaton and Gaston.
Yep.
Whereas AT&T would say there's plenty, so that plan fed into that.
And AT&T,
That's what helped me out, that kind of got me in front of the board, and I thought it was good, and then I can't remember what one of the guys didn't care for, so.
Oh, I want to listen to this real quick.
It's going to be continued on.
Before we get to the claims, I about forgot this.
There's nothing to do on this one, just waiting on NDOT for some driveway permits.
Keep that table.
Listen to this.
Like right on the line of county and city, so.
This is Garrett Cooper from Coop's Lawn Care. This is the young man who him and his wife started the business. They've got that wonderful business out by old Garrett's Auto Sale out on 3. And they're just right inside the city limits. They're right on the line between the city and the county. And because of where they are, it's a code requirement that they asphalt and blacktop this driveway. And so they've went asking everybody for a little bit of help. They've came to the city. The city's told them to go to the county. The county's told them to go to the city. The city then told them to go to the non-reverting, the loan fund. They did that. They told them to go to the redevelopment commission. And so they keep getting kicked around. This guy's still on the hunt for a little bit of help. And I am so disgusted. I just want them to help this guy. This is what the Muncie Redevelopment Commission and the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission is for. And they're just doing whatever they can to kick this can down the road a little further and a little further. And I hate this. Listen to this.
I originally came with Brad, talked to you guys about that. You guys instructed me to go to the city. Said you guys were possibly interested in helping, but wanted to see what the city would do for us first, since we were technically in city limits. The city then came to us and told us to go to the revolving loan fund. when we got a loan for our building, we weren't able to go out and get any more loans without speaking to the bank. The bank then kind of countered back and was like, don't go through the revolving loan fund, which they all kind of countered each other and talked about it. Prime Trust, which is who our loans through, actually was able to come through and give us enough money to get our base of our asphalt done.
No.
That's being required by the city. But now come springtime or March or April, we're requesting $68,000 for the.
I'm related to
coat.
Garrett's. This guy's not related to Garrett's. It just so happened that his
That's
first
kinda where I'm
name
at
is
with it
Garrett.
Right now, we're kind
There's
of,
no relation between this guy and
burning up all
Ray
of our
Garrett.
funds trying to make this project happen. So just looking to see what you guys might be able to help us with on it.
Is the base the only thing that's required by the city?
It just says it needs to be asphalted. It doesn't say need to have a base coat. It said I either had to have concrete, asphalt or chip and seal. So I can tell you the base is already not going to hold up without it having.
Oh, yes, it
top on, but
is.
It's already starting to do what it's.
Yeah, you're right.
Because of the porosity.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the base is like bigger stone with asphalt mix and.
That's wild. You're right.
Which is like what you see on the
It
roads and
is.
stuff.
holy crap.
So,
I can't believe
I've
I
told
never
before,
put
the
that
gravel
together.
Obviously, is never going to work in our facility. But our goal here is eventually to have sales out front.
Huh.
Like I spoke about before,
You're right.
the money I'm having to spend on asphalt that's being required has now put that project on building another building and building bulk bins for bulk materials and being able to sell plants. That money has now been taken to use for asphalt, which has been required. So I'm just trying to find a way to get this project finished up and meet everybody's requirements in the city. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Holy crap.
So, and the original cost for the base. was
Shannon Henry said he didn't even know where this was. He doesn't even know where we're talking.
E&B is doing the work. They were the best price I could actually get. So out of 3 companies I called, so.
Who are the 3 you called?
I called E&B, I called Brooks First, and there's a company out of Newcastle. I can't remember him, but I thought he was gonna be my guy because he was a lot smaller company and he was the most expensive. So,
There was one other company's been quoting for the county recently. Milestone and Midwest, is it Midwest paving? and Milestone?
Midwest paving, we did one for Delaware.
That's right.
Midwest paving.
Midwest paving.
Yes.
and Maybe Milestone.
Connie and Cindy are sisters.
I'd like to help if we can, but I still think we need to find out what we're going to do with these.
I agree. I think, I'd like to see a couple more bids
sure.
and then, that'll give us time. to
A
see.
couple more bids, a couple more
I don't
bids.
care, call Brooks First back and say, hey, I've got the base down. What would you guys want to do? I'll call Midwest and Milestone. Yeah, that's fine.
Just out of curiosity, did the Muncie's Redevelopment Commission ever let you get on the agenda, or was there automatic response to go through the revolving loan fund?
That was the second time they told me to go through the automatic loan, or sorry, the revolving loan fund. So, yeah, I got in front of them and you guys had to help me over there. Who kind of does my work? Yeah, Jeff. Yep, that's who helped me out and that kind of got me in front of the board. And I thought it was good, and then I can't remember what one of the guys didn't care for it, so.
If you could have some quotes by the next meeting,
Sure.
please come back.
Just totally insane.
If we didn't move, we will lose it, keep it on the pay.
Yes.
All right, now listen to this. Now they're going to talk about these claims.
Alright, invoices.
Listen to this.
I have some questions on invoices. The AT&T ARP broadband, there's 2, one for $214,500, one for $99,000. What is that?
This was an ARP and ARP fund project for broadband under the Commissioner's plan. Brad and the Redevelopment Commission were spearheading getting quotes for putting broadband in rural areas of the county. And this is part of a project that AT&T has throughout the state of Indiana on adding broadband to rural areas that are not really served by
normal cable companies and service. So this was one of the things that were identified in the commissioners' ARP plan from 2021 or 22. And so they're complete with that project. And so it's just payment to them. It's coming out of the ARP funds, dedicated project. Can't remember the number, but it's dedicated. But Brad was instrumental in getting the quotes and working with AT&T on doing the parameters for this project.
I have a supplemental question on it. So this ran through ECI. Bill, do you know what areas these?
I was just getting ready, but one, I think the 99 was Delville. The other area was up around Albany. Maybe just south of Albany there around on the other side, east side of Delville.
Listen to what Brand gets ready to ask here.
Areas that were the number one concern of getting this
news on Sunday. I talked about this.
I do not. Are there other questions on invoices?
I do. On the Brook Street wall, 732250, but that only covers your current fees. There's a prior balance on it that you don't want to pay for that.
Well, that claim was your January bill, and we were just waiting on the auditor.
So it's been approved and just not yet paid from January's meeting?
Yes. Okay, that's my first question.
We do want paid, but I don't want double paid.
Okay, well, second question, the first American structure point for 479.48. There were a couple different sets of documentation sent for that. And I'm wondering if the last American structure point on the claims, also the Morrison TIF for 718.98, is that somehow a duplicate of the packet that was sent? So what was originally sent was the 479.48.
Who backed King for commissioner?
Recognized some errors and made some corrections. I can bring my packet around and show you if you like. But I believe that might be the same claim. One was incorrect and one is a corrected. I would say, my guess is the 479.48 is incorrect. And the 718.98 is correct. There was a second email came late yesterday or early yesterday.
The 718.98 was an email sent, and I don't remember them saying it was a corrected.
They're both for Bridge 75.
Right. I need to look deeper at that.
So again, Brand is claiming he's concerned that they're getting billed for duplicate claims.
We were getting so much yesterday that I kept having to.
Why is this a thing that is happening?
And I can look at you.
Yep.
Or don't you want to closest to get out of
I was gonna get the,
or not.
It should not be this difficult to keep this shit straight.
Substantiation. This one. That ties out.
Yeah, they have no mics. This is being recorded straight into a video camera from the back of the room.
Well, they have different designations, that's why I thought they were two different. And I can clarify with American Structure Point, but I thought they were two separate.
They're the same.
Okay.
and they both for Bridge 75.
Yeah.
American Structure Point. Yeah.
And they're both the designation 2201635.
So what have they changed here? What changed is their environmental.
The attorneys are the ones that send the claims to them, amazingly.
And the 718.98 is the correct.
So this is the disaster, and they go ahead and approve it, pending that they make sure everything is squared. That's nuts. It's crazy. I know that Brand will stay on it, and he'll make sure that they're doing the right thing here. It's crazy to me that we're still having this problem.
And the next to the bottom one, American Structure Point.
Right.
1798, I believe there's
Tweety
the
Bird.
same claim.
Yeah, me too.
The same.
But I want her to investigate those two prior to payment.
And I will send you all, like I have been every day, an update on the correct amount. The Delville project,
Be 1,084.10.
Everyone, they've got to explain what they are. Nobody knows what the claims are for. Oh, that's the thing that's out there in Daleville. That's the thing. Oh, it's not here in Daleville. It's there in Daleville. Just nuts. Okay. We're getting ready to move into public comment.
Do we have any comments from the public?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Kristopher Bilbrey. I've been trying to get this figured out for a while, and I appreciate Ms. Struvel's response. I've talked to her about this. In November, you guys paid a claim in here in this room for $100, and the description of the claim was conference call with Bill regarding SBOA and FBI meeting. And when Brad was asked about this, the answer Brad gave off record was that this was something to do with someone that was, I guess, impersonating an FBI agent or something like that. They came in with a placard and they had to turn this over to the other law enforcement or something, which didn't really make sense. But the problem I have, number one, is that specifically did not jive with what Ms. Struble told me. What Ms. Struble told me was that this was a claim that you guys got inadvertently, but ahead of the meeting, she had made Brad aware and that it had been taken care of. Although apparently Brad never made you guys aware of that because you guys went ahead and paid the $100 claim. What Struble told me was that this claim was not your responsibility. So my question is, have you guys been paid back the $100 that you should not have paid? If it wasn't your claim, whose bill in the county did it go to? And what exactly was it for? Because I've gotten two different answers. And I mean, I know it's just $100, but it's $100, and that does seem concerning. So if you guys want to focus on that or deal with that, I would think that somebody would want to clear this up.
Thank you.
you guys did not pay that $100. So your original packet had that, it was the very first line on that invoice. That was for another one of our clients. Brad is aware of that situation. That is why he had the information. What he told him is true. He was wearing an FBI badge or lanyard, I guess you call it. That was taken off. I sent Brad an updated claim. I don't know that he sent it to you guys. I had Michelle and Bill look in his email when Bilbrey sent me the request. They did not find that he ever sent an updated invoice to the board before the meeting. I can't speak for why he didn't do that. When the claim was submitted, the $100 was not on the claim that was submitted. It was $100 less than that original invoice that you saw, but it was consistent with the invoice that I submitted to Brad before your meeting. So there isn't an inconsistency in the stories. It's just, I guess, for clarification, it's confusing.
Is there a problem that the invoice that we approved, because I distinctly remember this, the invoice that we approved did have that line item on it, and that amount with the $100 was what was approved. So
I think there was a discussion, at the meeting and it was corrected at the meeting, and what we got paid was the invoice less than 100.
No, and listen, he says that there was a discussion in the meeting and this got cleared away in the meeting, and what we talked about at the meeting, it was taken care of and there's no problem, which I speak up and I'm like, no, that didn't happen. And they say it didn't happen. So listen to what goes on here. And I know a way to prove who's telling the truth here. We'll know here in just 1 second. Listen.
It was not corrected in the meeting.
yeah, it was not correct.
Okay, well then we got paid the invoice less than $100. Brad made the adjustment evidently in the claim to the auditor.
So an amendment is not required by us.
No, we just adjusted our bill and we got paid what work was appropriate for the new development division.
And it
You
was
paid,
not
you
another.
agreed to pay the claim.
So listen to what he just said there. We don't listen. We don't ever have to have Oh yeah, Jack, she was. Absolutely. We hate each other. I don't know her. I don't care anything about her. She's a nothing slob to me. She is in love with Brad. She, like, her and Brad and his wife all work together, and she's like, oh, honey, baby doll, emails Brad. So she doesn't like me because I called Brad out. So, yeah. But here's the deal. We don't ever have to have another city council meeting ever again. We don't ever have to have another commissioners meeting again. We don't ever have to have another county council meeting again, because it doesn't matter what they do in these meetings where they vote on the record for the public, because the attorney can just go to the office, the controller's office or the auditor's office, and say, oh, by the way, what they voted to do, change that. We're just going to change it behind the scenes, under the cover of darkness, and we'll change it, and the board will never be any the wiser. The public will never be any the wiser, and no one will ever know. So, as Kate has stole my thunder here and mentioned, she's exactly correct. No, you're right. Yeah, work wife. That's exactly right. Yes, you're right, Tweety Bird. But what happens when you work with your wife? Brad works with his wife. So technically, Brad's wife should be also his work wife. So that's what's funky to me in this situation. But yeah, as Kate says here, easy, request the check that paid those invoice numbers to see the amounts, which I will be issuing a record request to the auditor's office as soon as this show ends, so I can get that check. And one of two things is going to happen. It's not going to show that it was less $100. And then I'm going to take that back next month and make him look like a fool. Or it's going to be less $100. And I'm going to go back next month and say, while you guys answered the question last time, you brought up a bigger concern. So the attorneys can just go in and change things that you guys have voted on and never alert you to it. And they can do this. That is a bigger problem to me than the FBI. But hold on, we're not done. We're not done, folks.
We adjusted it. We take that off.
And to answer your question, it was not another county client.
Was it a governmental client?
No. It's confidential, it's attorney-client discussion.
I mean, I'm not asking who, I'm just saying, was it a government, I mean, SBOA, the State Board of Accounts, they don't deal with like McDonald's or, Muncie on.
No, but they deal with areas that have, that they investigate other areas that are not governmental, but.
Okay, very good.
They don't investigate other areas that aren't governmental, but what he just answered there was, ladies and gentlemen, it's Bill Walters' group, the East Central Regional assistant manager to the circle jerk, whatever that is, whatever Bill's in charge of, that RPD, that thing that got up and talked. They've got so many. The acronym is so big. ECIRPD. It's, what is this? This is the. Let's see if that actually gets me somewhere. It's East Central Indiana Regional Planning District. So that's who it was. And to me, they're not exactly telling the truth, because the East Central Indiana Regional Planning District, which is a contract employee of the Delaware County government, is very much a Delaware County government entity. And if we click here and look at their staff, matter of fact, if we go to their website, the thing that's up there is the county building. Oh, and looky here, Mr. Bill Walters himself. Oh, look, here's Michelle Batters, administrative assistant. Oh, look, and here's their executive committee. Randy Dunnick, Bill Rock, Ron Stewart, Kylene Swackhammer, Rick Glob. Okay. And look, we've got Delaware County, James King, Jessica Piper, Tom Borchers, Dan Ridenauer, Rick Glob. Okay. Megan Deckman. All of these people are government people. So, go chuck on some syrup or whatever, but you got caught. Yeah. Well, so there are things that are still attorney-client privilege, even when it goes to governmental entities. There are things that the attorney can express that wouldn't be allowed to be released. So like, that's okay. But again, I'm looking for, here's the issue. We have this bizarre ass ordeal. We've just seen in this meeting, even before I started asking this, that they're getting bills all the time that they don't really know what they're going to. What's this bill? What's that bill? This looks like a duplicate. We don't know what this is. Who knows that? Who's on first? You know what I mean? That kind of weirdness. And then we've got this other bill that they get billed to them. And again, it's not me just saying this. Here is the top of the one bill. Here is the middle part where it says conference call with Bill regarding SBOA and FBI meeting. I'm still interested in what they're talking about when they say somebody came in, somebody was impersonating an FBI agent. To me, that doesn't sound like, that's a weird deal. What are you talking about? So there's a police report because of this? Like, I'm not done looking into this. I just got this straight with them. Now we're going to request the records for the check to see if it was actually less $100. I kind of think that it won't be, and it'll be funny if it won't be, but this is a bad situation. It's not good either way. So we will follow this up and we'll see what goes with this. I think it's interesting that, this is the game they want to continue playing. I'm not going to stop asking questions. I will continue with this until we get the answers that we need, and we'll go from there. I don't know what else to say about it, but that is the end of the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission. Okay, so that basically ended that. They will meet again basically on the 13th next month, because there are only 28 days this month. This month started on Saturday the 1st. March will start on Saturday the 1st. So we'll just do a repeat. So next Thursday, March 13th, which is a Thursday, they will meet. I will be there and we will readdress this with them. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Now, moving on from there, I want to say really quickly for the friends in Henry County, I know I've had some people that have been wanting me to talk about this situation with the redevelopment not the redevelopment, the reworking of this road down by Shenandoah. And I know that folks are wanting me to get on with that, but I need to get some information first. I want to put this up and let you guys see this. Let me find out where this was. Who was it that asked me?
Look up for 2 seconds and read your comments.
Hey, well, thank you. Thank you there, Stumblefoot. It'll be interesting to see who get them this time. Last time they went to some weird people. It was funny. A couple of them went to good people. I was happy. And then a couple of them went to like some weird people, which I thought was hilarious too. So okay. Let's see. Where's this at? Okay. It wasn't him. It wasn't there. Right. Sure that wasn't it. That was law enforcement. Law enforcement. Okay. We're getting close. Oh, right here we go. Okay. I'm going to put this up here really quickly. What's really interesting to me about this is they're trying to put this they're wanting to put this roundabout in by the by Shenandoah. Oh, here we go. Here we are right here. Here it is. Okay. Kate, I'm going to send this to you. Can you put this up in the overlays? Sorry, I just found it. I just sent it to you there. So what they're going to try to do for some unknown reason is they're trying to put this roundabout in down in a very stupid place. Like, look, I understand that we have this fight going on in the city of Muncie right now, where they're trying to put these roundabouts in at Jackson and Madison and a couple of places, and there are people fighting that. I don't really understand why they're trying to put it where they're trying to put it in the city of Muncie. It doesn't really make sense. But like, look, I get the roundabout that they put in down by Southway Plaza. I get the roundabout that they put in over on Jackson. I get the roundabout that they put in over on Riggin Road. I get all of those roundabouts. That makes perfect sense to me. Okay. Like, I get those things. It's helped. But what I don't understand is the roundabout that they are trying to put in down in Henry County. It makes no sense. So what I've done is I have requested some information, and I am waiting to get that information back. And as soon as I get that information back, we will go through it. I promise. Here is this picture. Okay. So this roadway, let me tell you. let me tell you, this was. Let me tell you, stop the roundabout. Let me try to go there. See if I can find that. Stop the roundabout. Stop the roundabout. Henry County. I don't think I can actually find it. Well, anyways, hey, EJack, do you know where it is? Yeah, Jackie. No, they did not. They did not approve Coop's request. They told him to come back with more bids. It's nonsensical. Just absolutely crazy. So yeah, right here. Stop the here we are. Like, stop the Raider Road. Let's take a look at this real quick. This is the stop the Raider Road roundabout. Let's take a look at this right here, because I know that this has been a big thing. Is Bad Jack's moving? Yeah, I don't know how they're going to handle that in downtown Muncie. It's really a crazy situation. I found this, EJack. I thought maybe you would know where this was. All right, so look at what we got going on here. All right. This is Indiana Department of Transportation road plans, location Raider Road roundabout at US 36 intersection improvement. Okay, so let's pull this up on an actual map that we can see and get an understanding of where we're actually talking about. And if you want to look at government just doing something for just no real reason, look no further than this madness. Okay? This is totally insane what they're looking at doing here. So let me find what North Raider Road. And okay. Yeah, it's right here. So look at this. So let me show you kind of what's going on here. I'll blow this up. Let me send this to this guy, matter of fact, while I'm talking about this. Talking about the roundabout. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is US 36 right here. Here's Shenandoah High School right here. Okay, if we blow this up and we look down here, oh, looky what we have here. Here are private homes. Okay. So now let's go down here and take a look at this at the street view. Let's go down and do that. Come on, give me your street view. Okay. So, we are standing right here in the middle of Raider Road and US 36. Okay. They want to make this caution light and red light a roundabout. Here is the school. And what they're wanting to do is literally taking every bit of these people's yard. Let's put this picture back up here and let me show you this. Look at this insanity. Okay. Look, and I know that this is not very good. I'll get a better picture of this. And the state didn't take any of the school's property for the project. Well, no, yeah, the hell they don't need to. They're gonna take enough property from these people. Let's look at tickets issued for that location. See if police presence would be cheaper. Yeah, right. Listen, I went to Delta High School. Same damn situation, except there wasn't a light. And there were wrecks there sometimes, and sometimes they were bad wrecks even. But I just don't understand what they're trying to accomplish here. How much of this this is shocking to me, specifically when we look at it from this point of view, from standing out here. Look, they're going to come up here. They're going to take, I mean, this is nothing really. Okay. I don't know. Maybe they use this, maybe they don't. But look at this. This is, oh my God. This is legitimately a house. This is a house. They're going to take up to those trees. Tweety Bird, it's not that busy there. We used to live in Middletown. There is no reason for this thing. There is no reason for what they're doing here. I mean, look, I'm assuming that this line here is what they're wanting to, let me see if I can. I'm assuming that what they're doing here is they'll be taking everything within this black line. I'm assuming that's what these lines are on here, you know. And if they're going to be doing that, just imagine how far up into these people's yards they're going to be going. So I'm in the process of trying to get more information about this from the state. I want to go here. And look at this Facebook page. I didn't know, they got paid. The owner of the Southwest property has the state tied up in court because they do not want to pay the same money for farm ground as they do for yards. I can understand that. I mean, I don't, listen. So I guess, wait a minute. Yes, black lines are state-owned property now. So the people in here, EJack, I don't know if you know. Let me ask you a question. Are you, Jack, are you who I talked to on the phone? I will not out you. Did I just text you? Like, you don't have to worry. Like, I'm never going to out you. Don't worry. I don't worry about that. But I'm just interested to know if you're the person I talked to. Okay. That's weird. So do we know who do the people in this area want this? What's the deal? Almost, wow. That's some crazy money. Okay, let's take a look at what we got going on here. Please go to indot4u.com. Go to the customer service section. 2 options. I suggest doing both. Call 855-463-6848 and click the report a concern button. Both of these are tracked with time-sensitive responses. INDOT has stated that John Cooper is not the point of contact for Henry County though the information was given from Micah Beckwith's office. Please contact Valerie Cockrum, INDOT District Deputy Commissioner, to express your concerns. Thank you, Valerie Cockrum. And then her number is 317-467-3434 at vcockrum@indot.in.gov. I need everyone's support. Please contact the governor's office at 317-232-4567 to share concerns about the proposed roundabouts, potential negative impact on the new drivers leaving the school. That's who we need to be focusing. Listen, it sucks about these people's property, but we need to be thinking about the drivers at this school, the young people at this school who's going to be driving this. Okay. Let's see here. Additionally, this is essential to reach out to your local state representatives, Corey Criswell and Jeff Rotz, about this issue. Thank you. Corey Criswell's phone number is 317-232-9850 or 800-323-9841. And listen here, I'll do you one better. Corey Criswell's phone number is 765-524-8147. Don't dick around with his office. Call him on a cell phone. I don't have Jeff. Do I have Jeff Roth's phone number? Jeff has changed it. Oh, to hell. Jeff Rotz is 765-993-3201. So call Jeff Rotz, call Corey Criswell. Tell them you're not okay with this. Tell them that they need to be fighting for the people in their districts. Okay, this is insane to me. And I'm going to talk to this guy. I don't know who this person is. I talked to a person on the phone. I think it might be the person who put this website up. But I would like to talk to the person who put this website up and see about getting them on the show. This is like, I talked to this, if it's the same guy I talked to him and he was like, I don't want to say panicked. I'm not making this guy seem like he's nuts, but he was like, man, we're trying everything that we can. And I really feel for this guy. I went to school in Delta. I went to Delta. And they have their situation's almost the exact same situation. And there was no need for this. Okay. Can we get solar? Can we get solar in our roundabouts? Just it's really a crazy situation that they're, this is what we're dealing with, that they have to deal with this because, I don't think it's needed. I honestly don't think that this is a needed thing in this area. I don't live down here. This doesn't affect me. I don't have children that go to this school. I'm never going to have children that go to this school. You know what I mean? I'm never going to live in that area.
Where's that intersection over by Bartoni? You know what I'm talking about? Intersection over by Bartoni.
The intersection by Bartoni.
Is that 38, 32, 36? Fuck if I know.
What are you talking about?
There's an intersection over by Bartone.
Yeah.
that has the cornfields on all four sides. There's
Okay.
a lot of wrecks because of the corn. That would
Okay.
make sense to put a roundabout there for safety reasons. But why
I'm
do they want
trying-
to put one here?
Yeah, I don't understand. This makes literally no sense. That's what I would like to know, EJack, or anybody that's watching this that know. Does anybody know
Why?
why? Does anybody know what the purpose of this is for?
It's out in the country. There's some houses that, I mean, it doesn't look like it's some crazy.
I mean, I'm just not understanding the dumbass principal. The dumbass principal asked for it. The dumbass principal's like, hey, I want a roundabout. And they're like, okay, we got. It's like Oprah Winfrey.
We'll spend a couple $1 million for that.
Roundabout for you, a roundabout for you. What are the parents thinking? What are the parents thinking? Yeah, for Shenandoah. That's crazy. That's really crazy to me. And I mean, it's almost the same type of situation for let me show you this. Let me take you up and away and out of here and take you up into my home territory and show you this. Look. Okay. Here's Delta High School. I guess it's a little bit different because they would have had to tear it right out of Delta's front yard. But look, there was a crazy intersection here. This is State Road 28. This is State Road 28 right here, and County Road 200, 200 right here, 200 East. And there's not a roundabout going in here. And there were some pretty gnarly wrecks right around here, you know. So I don't truly understand. We tried getting a stoplight instead, and the state acts like we're crazy. Yeah, so are there crazy accidents there? If you can, Tweety Bird, let me know. Let me know if you can. Isn't the state passing out roundabout money to every? It seems that way. It seems like they are. I don't know. I don't know. In past years, nothing lately. Yeah, I truly don't know. So we'll see what we can do with that. And if there's anything else, when I get more, I'll also talk to the guy on the phone that I talked to the other day and see if he's interested in coming on, or if it's not the guy, maybe if it's the guy with the website or the Facebook page, maybe I can see if I can get him on. I'd like to talk to somebody in the area specifically that this is going to affect that does not want this. I definitely would like to find out what is going on there. So we'll find out. Okay, real quick before we roll out of here. In a way, you're like enables citizens to share information that they would not otherwise be exposed to. That's right, absolutely. What is that? I mean, what is that you're even talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. What is an alt coin? What is an altcoin? Is that something I'm supposed to know? Do I not know it? It makes me seem dumb because I don't know it. Real quick, Dustin Clark, TikTok. Dustin Clark, TikTok. Look at this. Contract employee, Dustin Clark. Look at that picture there. How amazing. I saw him tonight and I stared into his soul. And let me tell you where I saw him. I saw him coming out of Muncie City Hall at like 6:30 p.m. The building, nobody had been in the building. Like the mayor's office was gone. What was Dustin doing up there? Moreover, here's my main question. And I'm going to be asking this of the mayor tomorrow. Does Dustin Clark have a key and a fob to the city of Muncie? Because he most certainly should not, for any reason, have a key to that building. He is a bloody contract employee. He should not have a parking space. He should have to get into the building the same way every other plebe has to get in. Dustin is nobody. But let me tell you this. Dustin and all of Dustin's man boyfriends, like Itch Mysics and any of the other boat night boys that are all up in arms about Dustin. I mean this figuratively, like politically. No harm is going to come to you. But politically, your time is coming, son. Politically, your time is coming. I'm telling you that the information that I am hearing from sources this week, I was hoping that I would have the stuff by tonight, but I didn't have it. I'm telling you, it's going to be coming. The last thing that I want to leave you guys with, and I made a comment about this the other day, and I'm so sorry to I don't know if Josh is watching. Josh, I don't know if it's Hoser or Hooser. You're gonna have to bear with me. I told you I would go through the record request stuff tonight, but we've just had so much. I will get it for you. If nothing else, I'll come on tomorrow or come on Saturday and do just a quick overview of that. I promise I will get you that information. You need that information. You deserve that information. And the public at large needs and deserves that information. So I will get it to you. I am so sorry. But this is the last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with tonight. I was so happy to hear this. You're going to have to tell me if you can hear this, because I don't know if I did the weird thing with the computer or not. All right, so this is the Board of Works meeting from Saturday, from Wednesday. Can you hear it? Can you hear that? Hey, you can't hear it?
As presented. I'll second.
Okay, any comments or questions?
Can you hear it now?
I know I keep saying this, but we're very fortunate with having Lacey on our team. And so we're just very grateful for you, Lacey. Thank you for the excellent work you do. Okay. Having no comments or questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. We've been given the register of claims to approve. If we could have our City Controller Craig Wright come forward. Morning, Craig.
Good morning. Sent out the claims yesterday afternoon. Our usual utilities and our monthly paying to Indiana, Michigan Power for the traffic signals and street lights, which is always 40,000 or in that ballpark. Had a couple repairs this last week. One was for a fire truck, paid to S&S Field Service for $16,311.57. And our new one-man patcher was repaired last week for the street department. And with that, I will open it up to any questions you might have.
Okay.
I will say this, that I had a really interesting discussion before the questions with the fire chief as far as looking after the money for the city. The fire truck that was repaired, when they originally said that was one of the ladder trucks, aerial trucks, the company originally said, well, you need to replace this and this and this for $500,000.
Sure.
Which he said, no, we don't. But this is what we needed. So it was significantly less, and I appreciate his efforts on that.
Okay, very good. So
Well,
do we,
that was funny.
how many comments or questions?
I have none.
From the
There we go.
committee? Okay.
I have just a quick question. On page 16, can you just outline what the professional services are?
Grant writing, predominantly grant writing.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, thank you.
Grant writing, predominantly grant writing, predominantly grant writing. It's going to be predominantly grant writing. That's predominantly going to be what it's going to be. Predominantly grant writing. So I heard that and I thought, oh, interesting. Predominantly grant writing. Interesting, strange. And so I looked up what it was that she was looking at. And I know it's hard for you to see. You can see this on Facebook. But what this was is up here at the top, it shows you on page 16, the claim that she was looking at was invoice number vendor number 83938, Hoosier Municipal Operations, LLC. And the invoice numbers were 12/31/24 and 11/30/24. Professional services, 11/25, 11/25. One of them was for $4,565.95. The other was for $1,072. And here those invoices are matching up with the claims. And so I love hearing that Lola Maurer is starting to question this. And I think for a return that I've not been here in a long time, I'm going to attempt to go to the Board of Works meeting this coming up Wednesday. And I'm going to say, hey, last week you brought up questions about the professional services. And I just want to bring to your attention what this is, and maybe bring to your attention that you guys should be looking more closely at what is going on in this situation. So I want to bring it to their attention. All right. So tick tock, and you don't stop. I just want to let Dustin know that it is truly a thing. And it's in my bones. Something is wrong with what's going on with how he does things. Something is wrong with it. And I can't explain it. And if I'm wrong, if at the end of the day I'm wrong and he's been doing everything by the book, I apologize. I will apologize. I'll eat shit for an entire year. But I just don't believe it. I truly believe that there is an issue, and I am going to work really hard to find it. The other thing I can tell you is this week on Wednesday, and we talked about this a little bit the other day, but the first ethics commission meeting was held. Okay. Here's a little bit of that.
Call this meeting of the Muncie Ethics Commission to order. For the record, I'll call a roll, so we'll have a record of attendance. Susan Dillon.
Present.
W.C. Edwards.
Present.
James Lowe.
Present.
And Charles Taylor is present. Okay, our first order of business is selection of the fifth member of the commission.
And they did.
Aye.
And they,
any opposed?
I'm in attendance
Was
out here in the
the-
audience. Oh, there you can see me right here. There were 3 of us out here.
Mayan.
Okay.
So I guess I've got 2. I'll hope the attorney.
And they were crazy. They were all over the place, but they're going to get it together. And I'm just telling you that I have this feeling that I'm hearing from just random randos that Dustin is out in the community, like literally freaking out about this ethics committee. And my whole thing is, bro, if you're not doing anything wrong, quit freaking out about this ethics committee. You're just a contract employee, bro. Don't freak out about this. So I just want to remind Dustin and all of his little Dustin friends, tick tock, tick tock. It's coming, bro. Can you feel it? So, okay. We will keep you up to date with what's happening here. I will, of course, keep you up to date with what is going on with Dustin. It's some pretty crazy shit. And I'm going to tell you this. If I get a quarter of what I have been told about in the last week, we are going to have a massive heyday. And Dan and the city are going to have to answer some pretty tough questions. Dustin is going to have to answer some pretty tough questions. So they can always just stop. They can always just stop their association. They can part ways and we can stop giving Dustin money. Let me tell you, when I was looking through the information about what Lola Maurer was talking about, okay? Remember the other day when I was bitching about Dustin not being to work? Let me show you this bullshit. I didn't even catch this till Lola Maurer started questioning it. Remember the other day when I was bitching about Dustin and I was like, there's no way that this jackass clocked into work at 9:32 a.m. on January 1st, New Year's Day, and worked until 4:19 p.m. on Muncie Redevelopment Commission 136 forms for the grand total of $847.50. But then Lola Maurer questioned this invoice here, which wasn't this invoice. This is the invoice where I questioned what he was doing on January 1st, because there's no way, because he was hungover, because he's a drinker. And I guarantee you that he was not there working on the 1st. But then Lola Maurer didn't question that. Lola Maurer questioned this one. And this one is from December. And lo and behold, that dumb asshole literally clocked in. Let me see. Is it the same time? So on December 31st, New Year's Eve, he clocked in at 9:02 a.m. on New Year's Eve, and he worked until 4:29 p.m. on New Year's Eve, and he worked on MRC 136, which is MRC 136 forms, and he clocked out clocked out for 142 break, whatever that means. He clocked out for 142 break. And it says that he got paid total for $125 an hour for 5.75 hours for a grand total of $718.75. And then the very next day, so New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, Dustin was a busy boy. Bullshit, dude. Bullshit. I heard that Melissa, whatever her name is, Michelle Owen is the one that's just putting these invoices together, and they don't know when he's working. My question to Dan is, how do we prove what's on these invoices? I want to know. I want to see the work that matches this work. Because, dude, I mean, he's just putting way too much here. There's just way too much stupid shit. So, TikTok, 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 TikTok. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. It's Thursday. I think we're done for the week. I will let you know. Here's the thing. Plan on no show tomorrow and plan on no show Saturday. There definitely will not be a show Saturday unless just the craziest shit in the world happens. No show Saturday. However, if there's going to be a show tomorrow, I will post that there will be a show. I will post a big notice. There will be a show on Facebook and on Twitter, and I will do that by 1 p.m. and I will make the link no later than 4 p.m. if we're going to have a show. So just if you want to know, the best way to find out is to subscribe, but I'll plan on no show.
Well, that'd be good. I won't be here.
Where are you going?
I have to work.
Tomorrow night? Oh, yeah, you got that thing.
Yeah, we've got Valentine's at the asylum for
Yeah, okay.
Friday night and Saturday night, so I won't.
Yeah. Well, there's no show Saturday, so that's definitely a done deal. But
Okay.
I'm planning on no show tomorrow, but I just need to talk to Catherine, so I don't know. I think that we've already accomplished everything, so we're planning on no show, but I'll let everybody know by 1 o'clock. So, all right. Well, thank you all. The best way to stay up to date with what's going on is to check us out on Facebook, Kristopher H. Bilbrey on Facebook, The Political Spotlight on Facebook, which is Political Spotlight 318. Kristopher H. Bilbrey is Bilbrey 318 on Facebook.com. Check us out on X, which is Bilbrey Live, and subscribe to the damn YouTube channel. That's the best way. If you subscribe and you click that bell, you'll stay up to date. And we'll look through and find out who Stumblefoot donated memberships to. That was pretty cool. Thank you for that again, Stumblefoot. You guys are awesome. We'll see you. If we don't see you tomorrow, God willing, we will see you Sunday. Take care. God bless. Have a great weekend. Good night. Good luck.